All right.
Getting situated here.
What's up, everybody?
Good morning.
Say hello. Like, actually text hello. Message us hello. Say good morning,
Can you
TnA.
do this?
Make it work. You had it pretty good. I don't know why you were.
There, that's better. Whoops.
Yes, say hello. I hope you guys are well. Oh, and then we're going to plug this in.
Oh, here's our mic. Kirsten Durning joined. Hi, Kirsten.
Oh, my God. How's that? Can everybody hear us good?
Yay.
Does that sound good? Give us a thumbs up, a heart. We good to go? Getting a little bit loud on the volume.
So my name is Ashton Anderson.
Haha.
Those of you that do not know,
Those of you that are watching her page live.
those of you who do not know, Emma Standard Wilcoxon joined.
Good morning, everybody.
And you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Ashton the Artist. Also on Instagram at Nails by Ashton.
I am at Todd Beats on both Facebook and Instagram. You are currently watching us live on either Ashton's page on Facebook or on our Instagram page, which is morning_TnA. And then we're also available on YouTube for previously recorded episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you want to be live and in the action, then you need to be part of this. Right her.
Yeah. So it's Motivation Monday, y'all.
Woo!
I'm stuck over here.
I'm motivated to get unstuck.
It's the easel, not you.
Oh no. Ashton's gonna drop
I got
Jimmy.
it.
You got it? Are we safe?
I got it.
Um,
Don't worry, Jimmy.
give us some feedback. How was your weekend, guys? Girls, ladies, gentlemen's?
How was your weekend?
My weekend was awesome. I feel like I had a great weekend.
I did too.
It was both productive and lazy. But I'm excited because specifically I'm starting to get that ramp up energy for all the things that are happening.
I know, it's so exciting.
Like I go from this kind of dormant stage sometimes, like especially when I know something's coming, that I'm gonna have to expend a lot of energy and focus and stuff on. I tend to go into this dormant stage where I'm like building up my energy like a anime character. It's like I'm getting more powerful by the day. And then like when it's time to kick it into high gear, you go and go and go and go, and
Yeah.
man, it's
fun.
It's awesome. It's lots of fun. So happy coffee, happy tea, happy water, or whatever you drink to help you wake up. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good weekend. What did you do, babe? Tell us what you did.
I had.
What have you done since Thursday? Because what happened to us on Friday, I guess, is the better question. Because we haven't been here since Thursday.
Yeah. Well, you know, Friday mornings are always weird for you because the kids' school schedule's different.
Mm-hmm.
So that was why we didn't do it early morning.
Right.
And then,
Do you recall what happened?
no.
Okay. I guess I should have talked about this when you asked me about mine, huh? So my daughter gave me a last minute request at like 10:30 on Thursday night. And she was like, oh my God, one of the chaperones for our field trip tomorrow dropped out. Can you just come hang out with us at the mall for like 3 hours for this contest thing or something? And I was like, what? And she's like, please. You know, it's my daughter, so I'm always like, whatever, if I can, unless I legitimately cannot do it. Like I have a previous engagement or a customer that I'm already planned on helping, whatever, but I didn't have anything going and I had no good excuse not to do it. So
who wouldn't want to spend 3 hours at the mall with 3 teenage girls?
14, 15 years old. Uh, so I'm like,
They're
okay.
so awesome.
I'm like, okay, let's do that, honey. I'm fine with that. And then she's like, oh, by the way, it's at Quail Springs.
Which we're in Norman, so
we're in
that's
Norman.
like 45 minutes away.
So I'm like, okay. So that kind of changes the story a little bit. But oh yes, I will still do that. What time do we need to be there? And it's like, we need to be at Quail Springs by 10. And I'm like, okay. And I have all this stuff that I have to do before getting to Quail Springs, all these errands that I have to run, including taking my son to school, running to pay some bills. It was a lot of things. Like I had to deposit a check. There was all kinds of stuff happening. So like I'm scrambling and I finally get up to Quail Springs and they show up at about like 10:15. Good morning, Margaret. They show up about 10:15 or so, and then I'm like, what are we doing? And then they said you have until, no, they showed up at 10:30, and then they had to be done walking around the mall by 11:15.
So you drove 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
To spend 45 minutes.
To spend 45 minutes
to
at the
drive
mall.
another 45 minutes.
Right.
Back.
And then they're like, the contest is after this. We have to leave for the contest. And I was like, oh, okay. So they have like a choir contest. That's the whole reason they were up on that side of town. So we go to John Marshall High School, which is not too far from Quail Springs. It's like another 10 minutes or so, but not bad. We get to the contest. I sit down. It's all these schools and kids and stuff hanging out and like getting ready to sing and whatnot. And Whittier, which is my daughter's school, went on like third or fourth out of some schools. And what I was told is that they had two songs to sing that they have rehearsed and practiced, and then they have one song that they are given that they have to sight
Sight
they have
read.
10 minutes to practice and sight read and then perform. Cool. So they do their two songs. All the schools are doing two songs, and my daughter goes off with her school and they're done, and I'm sitting there just kind of on my phone waiting for the next thing and waiting for the next thing and listening and trying to pay attention or whatever. But you don't care if it's not your kid. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, you sound great, but I don't need to look at you. I can listen to you and play my phone video game.
Right, sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You're not looking at me. You're not looking for me going, what's that redheaded crazy French man in the back? Is he like a record executive or like a pedophile? I don't know.
Oh, God.
I don't know where that came from. Anyway, so 2:15 rolls around, and I'm like, I still haven't heard from them. I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, okay. So I message my daughter, and I'm like, I'm out. Like, honey, I've got to go. I got to go get some work done. I've literally done nothing. I walked you around the school, which I love having you and your lady friends hanging out, and that's cool. But if I'm just sitting here doing nothing, I've got to go. I've got to go get some work done. She had a ride. She had her lunch. Whatever. And I say, where do you want your lunch? Because I had her lunch because she's vegan and it's hard for her to get lunch, and they were supposed to go to lunch after their performance. I don't hear back from her for a little bit, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll message her teacher, the one that arranged the chaperoning and all that other stuff, and she would know where. So I messaged her, where can I take Maya's lunch? And she's like, oh, I don't know. We're already near Hobby Lobby. Where are you? And I'm like, what? And then Maya's like, are you still at the school? And I was like, so I find out that they had left almost an hour before I messaged.
Oh my gosh.
And that they were already all back to Norman.
So you sat and watched
And so
other people's kids for an hour.
I just wasted like 2 or 3 hours just
I'm sure you
sitting.
got some good Facebook time done.
I mean,
social media work.
You can do that always, but it was just like, I can do that from home. I don't have to drive 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. But so the teacher was extremely apologetic because apparently she forgot me, like Home Alone or something. Like I was forgotten. So
That's funny.
Anyway,
Okay, so we had Lindsay Wall join. Margaret Jeffers joined. You said hello. Conscious Portal says nice Jimmy. Bud Burner
thank you.
joined.
You're talking about the painting, right? Yeah. Margaret went to Whittier, and are they still the Warriors mascot? Yes, ma'am, they are. They are still the Warriors. Isn't that funny? There's still a big painting that looks like it was probably done in the 80s that still sits in the office that I kind of like. It's like old school Conan the Barbarian painting style. But anyway, so that was my Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday you were gone, and I kind of did a lot of house chores and painted live and watched fights. But you had all kinds of good time with your family.
I did. So I got to do nails all Saturday morning, and that ended with my mom. And then it was my grandmother's birthday, who passed like 13 years ago, I think. And we still always celebrate her birthday because she was the rock of our family, and she's the one that brought us here from Mexico. So she means a lot to us. So, and we still keep her with us. And so after Mom's pedicure, just hung out with her, celebrated that. Todd painted live in the Plaza District. So we all went to go see that. And and then I stayed the night, hung out with family.
She left me. For
Sunday,
a night. It was hard.
I hung out there all day, and then he came and joined us and hung out with us for a few hours. And then I came home.
Yeah.
I had a sleepover at my mom's house.
She does that about every 6 months or so. She likes to go hang out with her parents.
Yep. They're good peeps.
Do like a sleepover.
Good peeps.
And we're probably going to do that more often.
And it was very cleansing. My mom is very aware and clean with what she uses on her body and what she puts in her body. So, and she's always very sharing of her techniques and methods and all of that. So she was happy to share that with me and take care of me and help me cleanse and make sure I was eating good food and all that stuff.
Get some motherly advice.
Yeah, it was so good. It was so rejuvenating and filled up my cup so that I can overflow to everyone else.
I want your cup full, babe.
Thanks. It feels very full right now.
Good.
And it feels like it is about to start just overflowing because we have the scout trip coming up, which I would like to figure out how many days left we have.
Emily Alexander Sunderman joined. Good morning, Emily. So basically what happened Friday was because of that little last minute escapade with my daughter, and then by the time I got back, I had to go get Logan, and then I had to go get Maya, and then I had to drop Maya off, and it was an insane Friday. I probably was, I was driving or in that car or all day from like 7:30 a.m. to about 5. No, to like 6:30.
Babe.
What?
Guess how many days we have until we leave?
13.
12.
12!
12!
We're pretty excited. Lord needs a vacation. Yeah, so we're pretty excited.
But it's work too, because we're going to be taking the show on the road, and we're going to be stopping in places to do live paintings and sketches. So it's what our life always is.
Yep.
It's a vacation, and it's always a vacation, and it's always working, and it's never a vacation, and it's never not working.
Right. It's all things in one.
Yeah.
It's horrible and awesome and stressful and invigorating and amazing and productive and lazy and like.
It's all of it.
It's not a bad life, man. We're getting better by the day.
Yeah.
So it is Motivation Monday. Did you have any things in particular that you would like to speak on?
I have a quote.
Okay, good.
The quote is, "The best way to cheer yourself up is to cheer somebody else up."
Yes.
By Mark Twain.
Yes.
The best way to cheer yourself up is to cheer somebody else up.
It even rhymes.
Up and up.
Up, up.
On the up and up.
I think that's a good general. So, okay. I'm going to give a little history. I used to be super uptight. I used to be pretty high-strung, judgmental, difficult, controlling, extremely pessimistic, and not like in the realist way, but just in the super angry, bitter way. And one of the ways that I got better is anytime I had to go through this big change in my life, and I spoke on it a little bit in a post on Saturday night when I was at Buffalo Wild Wings, and the divorce was a big catalyst to a lot of my growth as a person. And one of the things that I did to try to improve is anytime I felt like that I was angry with someone else about something. So for example, my ex-wife doesn't do the dishes enough. Then I would do the dishes more. Then I would do the dishes more.
Yeah, I used to do that. I'm getting back to that, actually.
If I want the laundry done, or I'm angry that the laundry isn't being done the way I want, then I do the laundry. And I continue to do that until I appreciate it and until I understand that you just work through the process, and eventually what ends up happening, hopefully, is the other person will start to see that they are not contributing the way that they should be. And instead of nagging them, you're actually like leading them into the right way to approach things. Mm-hmm. It needs to be done. That's why you do it. It's not because it's your turn. It's not because it's a task that needs to be handled. It's a thing that needs to be handled. It's love that you need to give. Are you being selfish? Are you like wanting more from your partner? Then give more. If you get to a point where that partner is continuing to not respond, even though that you have verbalized and you yourself have exercised the thing that you want, and they continue to not respond, then you probably need to skedaddle.
Cut that tie.
Because they're not considering your feelings, and you can get into that, and you can walk away knowing that you did what you felt like you needed to do, and that if they didn't reciprocate the love that you needed, then cool, I'm out.
Yeah.
And it's not personal.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you. Like, everybody needs their thing, and I may not be giving that to you. So I'm gonna let you go find somebody that will give you what you want, and I'm gonna go find somebody that'll give me what I want, and like she does.
Aw, babe.
So.
But you fill yourself up first.
Right.
So something came to me last night that something you just said reminded me that this thought had come to me. Mm-hmm. And I kind of have a drawn out imagery or something like that for you to help explain what I'm about to say. Okay, because there is this misconception that there is pessimism and optimism.
Okay.
And somewhere in between is reality. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then there are a lot of those pessimists out there that are like, I'm not pessimist, I'm just a realist.
Right.
Okay, well, okay, so if here we have our negative, this is, can we see? Oh, we're not going to be able to see it.
Here, let me help you.
Well, that's almost it. Okay, so if this is pessimism.
It's a circle with a negative symbol.
Right. So this will be where we start out, okay? And then this would be quote unquote reality, this middle part where they join. And positive becomes what's built on that, because we're going in this progression of positive to negative, right?
Right.
Does that make sense so far? So, like, this is negative because it's more negative than this positive.
Okay.
Right? And so more thoughts are built on each of these. So when you're in this negative space, more negative and kind of positive is going to connect with that. When you're in this positive space, a little bit less positive is going to connect with you, and also more positive is going to connect with you. So if there's more positive, we add this other positive, and now
She's saying
this
that.
has become the negative.
Can I see if I can summate?
So can I finish, please?
Oh, sure.
So, if this, maybe you can help me at this point. Go ahead, babe.
You're speaking to relativity, and that your theory is that instead of being a pessimist, which would slow down your growth even if you do grow, because you are being negative, it will impede your growth to some degree. Whereas if you are positive, there's always still going to be the negative thing that happens, but because you've been positive, your growth is more amplified and grows upon the next step, which is what you were saying. You're saying that I mean, that's what
you're saying is awesome, and I really like, that's good to hear, and it all makes sense and everything, but that's not exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there are always the two perspectives, okay? There's the negative and there's the positive. What you find is when you're in the negative, if I'm in the negative and I'm wanting to move more towards the positive way of thinking. So
Right.
I work and I do some mental work to where I'm doing, I'm really practicing in my meditation to let go of the negative thoughts and allow more of the positive thoughts. And so then those thoughts start filling your mind, okay?
Okay.
So that becomes your reality, right? Whereas whoever's still in this other perspective is saying that they're in the reality and that you're just an optimist. Well, there's also a group or perspective that's beyond this positive perspective, that's more positive than this perspective. And to this positive perspective, this is the negative perspective.
Right.
And it keeps progressing on that way. So it's all of it is included in the reality. It is always just your perspective.
Oh, okay.
So even
I'm with
if
you.
you're sitting there going, I'm just being a realist, because what's really happening here is that we have, I don't know, just an example, like we don't have enough money in our bank account or something, whereas like the positive person doesn't even see that because they're so focused on other positive thoughts that are more
Right.
positive than what this person is seeing.
I'm with you.
Whereas if this person was with somebody else who was even more positive, because there's always that out there,
Right.
that would now be the new pessimism.
Right.
So
I'm with you.
reality fluctuates, and it's all dependent on the person, and it really is all what you're focusing on. It's
Okay.
not going, no, this is in the moment, and I'm being real. I'm just being real because this is what we're facing. Well, if two other people that were in a more positive frame of mind were in that same situation, they wouldn't even see it that way.
Right.
And so if that negative perspective is not there, then it's not reality.
I'm with
Do
you.
you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Pessimism,
Pessimism is stupid.
just because you are stating what the negative of the situation is, even if you think you're just stating that because it's in your present moment and you're being a realist, like, no, everything is in the present moment all the
Right.
time. So
Right.
it's always just what you're bringing up and what you're looking at and talking about.
I totally agree with that. I'm with that. I think
Yeah.
that probably stems from, you know, I know that I am more pessimistic than optimistic. I am certainly extremely optimistic, though, because otherwise I could not do this career.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be a pessimistic entrepreneur.
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
Like, at least not completely. You might have some pessimism in there, but like you don't get.
Well, think about comedians, though.
Well, yes, but they're ultimately what still drives them is that hope and that belief that one day it will all be worth it. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it at all. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you may surround yourself in pessimism. I might surround myself in negativity, but if my actions, ultimately your actions are what is your truth. Yes. So if my actions say that despite everything I say and how I act and who I surround myself with, I'm still doing the thing, then ultimately you are an optimist, because ultimately you are moving towards something that isn't there that you believe will one day come, no matter how mouthy you get about it.
That's interesting. Because in most cases, your surroundings match what's going on inside, whether you want to face it or not. Right. You have attracted your surroundings.
Which I agree with.
But there is that moment where there's the lapse in time between who you are in here and your past, which is what's out here. Mm-hmm. So there's that moment where you change your frame of mind and you are being that optimist now, and so it's not matching your surroundings because you just changed it, and the physical world takes longer to manifest than the mental world,
right,
and spiritual world.
So it's interesting, man.
Cool.
You get really deep into stuff like this, and you start realizing that there's always another wormhole to go down. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, if that means that, then this means this. And if that's what this means, then that means that thing that I thought meant this doesn't mean this at all. It means that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that happens. And that continues happening throughout life.
Yes, consistently.
If you search for it, if you're wanting to learn and see what knowledge the universe has to offer for you.
That's why older people can be a lot more calm through crazy shit, because they're like, yeah, this is just another day. Like, this is normal. This is, life is cool. Like, there's
I'm
ups
trying
and downs,
to get that way.
But it's just ultimately, bro, like, God, some comedian had a perfect line for that. Dana White. So Dana White is the president of the UFC, the MMA organization or whatever. I think he's one of the greatest major league sports presidents in the history of major league sports. And there was a big fight card this last weekend, like a big fight card, where the co-main event was almost bigger than the main event, and they had tried to schedule this particular fight 3 times before, and they had fallen out and all this stuff and whatever, and it got canceled like the night of, at like 4 o'clock in the morning, the day before the fight. So Dana White's talking, and he's doing his media scrum, and they're asking him, like, how did you feel? And he's like, well, Team Khabib, which is the team that had to pull out, sent me a message at 4 a.m. and I knew that that wasn't going to be good news, so I just turned my phone off and went back to sleep. And he was like, I was driving down the strip, knowing that the fight was canceled, and I was, suicidal. And he's just like talking about, like, he's just like, yeah, I was suicidal a little bit, but it was not a good day. So he was just like, yeah, that was just not one of the good days.
Right.
And then he just like, luckily today's going to end soon, so I'll be there tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow's one of the good days.
Right.
So good morning, Brandon. Good morning, Kevin. What's up, guys?
Morning.
So that kind of attitude when you start getting older and a little more mature, where the stuff, it's just not that big of a deal. Very few things are really that big of a deal.
Right.
So.
Yep. It's very, very true.
Boom. Okay, so can I give my motivation thing?
Sure.
So one of my favorite quotes that impacted me was, and I'm sure almost everybody has heard this or is familiar with it, but our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate, but that we are powerful beyond measure. So
I feel that a lot.
Yeah, and it's extremely it's a strong quote because it takes a long time. You know, when you're younger, it's hard to fathom that you would sabotage your own success, or that you would actually be the reason that you are poor, or that you would be the reason why you have shitty relationships and crappy friends, or that you are the reason why you can't get a good job, and you are like, it's because we don't want to accept the fact that if we really apply ourselves, that we can actually achieve something great. And if we achieve that great thing, there's then pressure to continue to be great.
Absolutely.
Whereas it's so much easier to be a loser or to not make an effort and kind of hide in the background and you know, not have much expected of you, because then it's like, oh, you managed to subsist on a very minimal living and blah, blah, like you cool, like good for you. But if you're trying to do something great with yourself, you kind of have to accept the fact that it is possible, and it's scary.
It is scary.
It is super, super scary.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there have definitely been things in my life. Well, I'll just say it because we're so open on this show all the time.
Goodness gracious.
But, I mean, with your kids at first, you know, that was my deal. Like, I put these walls up immediately because, and I could feel myself doing it. Like, I was really trying not to, but like, it was scary. I would just get scared that they would fall, and this is the ego side of me, but I was like so scared that they would just fall so in love with me that they would want to be around me all the time, and that I wouldn't be able to provide what was needed.
Yeah, optimist. The problem will be that they will love me too great. I will be greater than they can possibly handle. I love you, babe.
And then they would expect me to always be that way. Right. And what if I can't?
Right. Yeah.
But that's silly and dumb.
Yeah.
And then I realized they don't care. They're teenagers. They don't care. So then I stopped caring, and my walls have started coming down, and connections are happening. So it's all good.
Ashton came in at the wrong time to try to make like that whole super bond.
Yeah.
Like it's totally a romantic comedy kind of situation thing where like the kids clearly are like, lady, stop, like we're good, like we are practically raised. We don't need, we're good. And Ashton's like, I'm just trying so hard, and no matter what I do, they just don't love me. Oh. And like we're fine.
Yeah. And it's really not that big of a deal. Like, we might make it sound a little dramatic.
Well,
but
why would we do that?
Feel it. You still feel it. It's more behind closed doors when all of this is expressed.
Right.
The kids don't usually see me trying so hard. I think they usually just see me being like, what's up, Cole?
What's up?
Hey, I'm just over here. Y'all do your thing. Whatever.
Why didn't Logan talk to me? Look at the face that he made. Oh.
Yeah, which was very interesting, spending time with my family dynamic that I grew up with this weekend, because like I said, I stayed the night with my parents, And then my sister came over, and my sister and my mom are, well, they're not so bad now, but they were a little bit rocky, which they kind of do sometimes. They butt heads a lot. They've always been that way, but they spend more time together than my mom and I spend together. And when my mom and I are together, like, we almost never butt heads. Mm-hmm. It's really funny, which might be part of the reason.
That's exactly the reason.
No, because growing up, it was like that too. Yeah. But it was really interesting because it just made me see all the similarities in this family dynamic versus my old family dynamic. And so it really helped me not take everything so personally.
Right.
Because I see, like, sometimes the way that my sister treats my parents. And my dad is technically my stepdad, but he's been there since I was 3. So, but just to see her attitude that she has with them, it's hilarious.
It's very different.
And it just, but I know how much she loves our parents. I know because I grew up with her and she's always real with me and I know her. And I was just noticing this weekend how, like, she'll have all these little attitudes and whatever. And I don't take it as that means she doesn't like my mom or my dad.
Right. She just
I know that she
differently.
loves them.
Yeah.
And right now it's just this particular issue is bugging her. Mm-hmm. And just because she says it all mean and snotty doesn't mean that she doesn't love them. She's just comfortable with them and worked up in that moment.
Right.
So that's what it just is helping me understand with Logan, because he's like that, very, I don't know what that word is, but
abrasive. No, not even abrasive. Passive aggressive. Maybe.
I don't even know that that's the word.
Contentious.
No, I'm saying, like, where he just, like, opposes everything, and he's like bullheaded about everything, and he'll like slam things when he's angry and just stomp around the house, and, like, we have no idea, like, what triggered this and what happened. And I would just, like, because I'm super sensitive to energies, I would just really take that personally, even if he's in the other room slamming something and I haven't seen him for a couple hours. Like, obviously that doesn't have anything to do with me, but for some reason it affects me and it makes me feel like there's something wrong, and that's it. Like, there's something wrong.
Right.
Whereas when it's my family that I grew up with, it's just like, whatever, I mean, it's like you still care.
Right.
But there's just, it doesn't, like...
There's more comfort because you understand it. You know where it comes from.
But it doesn't make my heart race and, like, me going, oh my God, there's something wrong. I'm just like, this is the dynamic, and she's angry about something and it'll pass in a moment.
Right.
Whereas with Logan, I just, like, stress out about it, and I'm like, what is he thinking? Is he okay? Does he need anything from me? Does he not need anything from me? Does he need something from his dad? Mm-hmm. And then I just, like, get all worked up about it. It's so stupid. So I think this weekend is really going to help me. It feels like it has really helped me just
get some balance.
Be like, he's a teenager. He's going to do stuff like that. Who cares? It's kind of funny. Like, maybe I need to start looking at him like a teenage character, the brooding teenager. Like, it's funny.
Yeah. I had to just accept that it's him right now.
Yeah.
Like, he's just moody.
And it's okay.
Yeah,
like, I went through it.
Yeah.
Heather went through it. You went through it. Everybody goes through it, and then they get over it.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Thinking about my sister this weekend. No, but
cool.
Yeah.
So you feel? Does that mean you feel motivated to continue to improve that relationship?
Oh, of course.
Is that kind of where that was headed?
Well, but it's more that. I know it's Motivational Monday, so you're trying to bring it back around to that, but that doesn't really, like, state it correctly.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll say it's motivation to just let it be what it is and appreciate it for what it is. It doesn't need to be improved upon. It's fine. Like, This is my 3rd year in his life. This is me in his third year knowing each other.
Right.
So like we're in a fine place. It's fine.
Right.
He's a teenager. I love him.
Yeah.
He's handsome and adorable and cute.
I hope he hears you say that. He would crack up. And he wouldn't crack up. He'd be like, whatever. Oh. Do you have some money?
Yeah.
So, well, cool.
Yeah.
I think it was a pretty good overall weekend.
Well, and I think that us having that attitude and trust that it's okay that you're going through this. We all went through it. It's not going to be forever. It's only
Right.
temporary. I think us having that energy and trust will help him have that energy and trust and go, okay, cool. They went through
Right.
this. Everybody keeps saying they go through this too. If I can just get through this day, maybe tomorrow will be
It is
not so angering.
extremely difficult to fight fire with fire.
Yeah, and it's
It's
doesn't
usually
work.
not very effective.
Yeah.
And too often people think that the way they're going to achieve their thing is to oppose something else, or to stop the other thing from happening, or
Right.
to fight against a thing, and it just doesn't work.
Doesn't work. It's all still putting focus on the thing that
Yep.
you're trying to avoid, and the focus
amplifying it.
is what makes things grow.
Yep.
The focus is like water, whereas the thoughts and your actions are the seeds. So whatever you
Gotcha.
put your focus onto is watering that seed.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's on the positive or negative side of it. It's all feeding that thing.
Right. So
Because you have to have both sides for that thing to exist.
Yeah. One of the things I like to try to remind people of is, for a lie to work, you have to believe it. For a lie to exist, you have to believe it. But truth requires nothing. You do not have to believe in truth for it to exist. You
That's
do not
cool.
have to accept truth for it to exist. It's there with or without the fabrication of your own thoughts or perceptions or whatever. So if the truth is that you love this kid and that you are smarter than this kid because you've lived longer and you are more capable than this kid and
I see where you're
you
going.
know more, then that's the truth. And we get in this battle of back and forth with our children, I think, or with our loved ones, or with our coworkers, where we try to, where we don't live in the confidence that, listen, man, like, if you don't want to take my advice, if you don't want to listen to me, that's fine, because I've lived, and I know what's going to happen if you don't take my advice. So, whatever you want to do, bro, however you want to handle this, because one way or another, whether you learn it because I've said it or whether life kicks the shit out of you, you're going to figure some stuff out. So
Yep.
that's why I don't have to stress anymore.
Right.
you
Yes.
know.
I love that.
If he, like, and then I also came to this appreciation moment because, and I'm sorry that I'm trailing, but
this
you know,
is good stuff.
when you live with other people, one of the biggest things that occur is this difficulty in adjusting to other people's habits and their what they where they leave things and how they put things away and what they smell like and all of that. Okay. So there's that tension, there's that conflict because, oh, this person doesn't empty the trash, or this person does this, or this person doesn't do that, or they leave dishes out, whatever. The truth is, for everything to be the way you want it to be at all times, you have to be alone. So instead of being upset that everything isn't the way you want it to be, embrace the fact that things being different and out of place means that there are others around. There's others there.
Right.
It is a reminder that you have loved ones
Right.
surrounding you.
Yes.
So, cool. I disagree with the way you operate, my son.
It'll go away.
But I have lived long enough to know that if I've been doing the dishes for 14 years. I will be doing the dishes for the rest of my life after you move out. If you don't do your dishes, I will still be okay. I can do dishes. You know what I mean? Like, I want him to learn to do the dishes, but he's going to learn with or without me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, my mom would have to tell me over and over and over. And she had designated days that we had designated chores. So it was really funny because I kind of forgot about that until my dad night before last when I was staying with them. He was like, right before I got up to go to bed, he was like, "Did you do your chores?" I was like, "Oh my God, that was so weird." It was like, took me back for just a second. I was like, oh yeah. I'm an adult now. I don't live here.
I don't have any chores.
Yeah.
So
I do have chores. Not there though. But anyway, where was I going? Oh, but my mom would have to tell me like over and over. Ashton, do your chores. Ashton, do your chores. Which I had a lot going on. I was like involved in so much. It was ridiculous.
I'm sure you
but
were
still
justifiably not needing to do them.
Well, I would just get distracted super easily because I had so much going on. It's like Maya, we're a lot more forgiving because she, first of all, usually does it right when we say, and second of all, she's got so much that she's doing.
No, totally agree.
Like it's not that she doesn't have time, but with how young she is and how her knowledge of managing time right now does not allow her time to do those dishes.
Right.
But so, yeah, I guess I made my point.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, basically, just keep getting better.
Yeah. And instead of getting frustrated that someone left something in a place where it's not supposed to be, look at that something and go, I'm so grateful that that person is in my life.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that that person is alive to be able to leave things around because one day they won't be.
Right. And so I had this conversation with Logan's mother over text the other day because I was driving around so much, and she thought I was, she was like, well, I don't know what I can do. I can maybe get off work early and I can do this, or I can do the hour. You could tell Logan to ride the bus, or oh my gosh. And I was like, you know what, man? Like, I know that I drive them all over the place. But at this age, I consider that my alone time with them. Even if we don't talk, even if we don't, interact a whole bunch, it's my dedicated time where I get to just hang out with my kids.
Yeah.
For
I
15
love
or 20
looking at it
minutes
that
or whatever.
way.
Because they're like at the age where they really don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They really don't care. They don't want to hang out with Dad and his girlfriend / wife to be and like watch what we watch or do what they have their own stuff.
Yeah.
So embrace whatever obstacles and challenges your loved ones present, because that means that they're there for you, and that I guarantee you they're doing something like that for you, because we all have to learn how to get along. And that usually means that we have to tolerate people's shit.
Yeah. Which, when death is thrown in your face, all of that shit fades away real quick.
Yep. It's ridiculous.
And
don't take it so personal.
And if we don't let go of all that shit and the frustration that we put on it, like, life will take it away from you, because that is not appreciating something. And if you don't appreciate something, it gets smaller and more distant away from you.
Yep.
And the second you appreciate something, it gets bigger and stronger and comes closer to you.
Yep. That's why gratitude is so important.
Yeah, y'all.
All right.
Yes, y'all.
I think I'm ready. Are we ready to move on?
I think so.
Are we ready to wrap up for the night? the day, the time,
night.
whatever we are. Okay, so I'm going to make a quick announcement. Nobody's on here right now, but I will tell people anyway.
Well, we don't know that. That number's not.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that
possible.
that number's ever correct.
But for those that are watching or will be watching, so part of my motivation Monday is I was kind of going through what I call a recharge or a re-energizing phase, which feels a lot like depression.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Well, and if you stay in it too long, that is what it becomes.
Yeah, I've kind of learned to just embrace that that's what's happening. I'm not depressed. I have overworked myself, and I need time to let my body and energy and mind recalibrate and refill and refuel.
Which the word depression makes sense because it's depressed from where you once were. Mm-hmm. So it's the negative connotation of the word that we want to do without. It's the word itself is not a bad thing. Depression, like things need to fluctuate. Right. But putting the negative connotation on the word depression is not beneficial.
Correct. So I painted live at Tree and Leaf. Ooh.
Speaking of trees and leaves,
the wind is blowing. I painted live at Tree and Leaf on Saturday, and I painted Hugh Jackman as Logan / Wolverine, and it turned out really good. And it gave me this idea, this new appreciation for my portrait work, which is to tie my portrait work into my comic book love, and do actors that have played superheroes as those superheroes. So I've been wanting to paint portraits live more often, and on location. So I use that as a motivation to book some places for me to paint. So I'm going to be painting at 3 different comic book shops this week.
Yay!
Wednesday midday at I don't remember Brian's place, but I'll post the event. Saturday afternoon.
Isn't Brian's place off of 23rd Street?
Yes, it's 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, Northwest 23rd. And then Saturday I'm painting at Speeding Bullet Comics. And then Sunday I'll be painting at All Star Comics.
Where is Speeding Bullet?
I'll post all that stuff. I don't know the address. I think Speeding Bullet is North Side also.
And what about the other
North
one?
and May. Again, I don't know. I literally looked at the comic book shops in the area, and I just started messaging.
Like Googled them?
Well, on Facebook. I did a search on Facebook for them.
Facebooked them.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, I gave me a reason to get out and get in front of people and do what I love, and entertain people in the process, and hopefully make some money at the same time. And yeah.
And bring some attention to the stores, help the small businesses.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
equal
that's
energy exchange, beneficial for all.
Ba-boom.
That's the ideal.
So I'll make some more official announcements on Facebook today.
Cool.
So, yeah, let's. Do you want to wrap up? Who's meditating?
I think you.
Is it my turn?
Your turn to do it.
Okay.
To lead.
Okay, guys, as always, I am at Todd Beats on both Facebook and Instagram. You can always follow us on Ashton's page or on my page. You can watch us on YouTube on Morning TnA, the letter T, the letter N, the letter A. You're probably also possibly watching us on Instagram Live at morning_TnA. This is my beautiful bride-to-be, Ashton Anderson.
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Ashton the Artist, ASHTYN. Also at Nails by Ashton, ASHTYN.
Yeah.
On Instagram.
We wrap up every episode with a short meditation. We recommend that you do the same in your life at some point, at least during every day, preferably in the morning. If it's 30 seconds, do it for 30 seconds. If it's 5 minutes, do it for 5 minutes.
If it's one breath, do it for one breath.
Just take a very focused, short amount of your time every day to breathe with intention, to appreciate the life that you are living, and to center yourself and know that you can tackle whatever bullshit comes your way today.
Yes, I
And
love it.
Not only tackle it, but squash that bullshit and turn it into a sculpture of beauty and amazement.
I like it. It's
I'm gonna do a sculpture of shit and a sculpture of Aphrodite made out of cow manure or something, and that'd be like, see, you can make beautiful things out of anything. So,
ooh, excuse me, I keep yawning.
all right, are you ready?
My body needs oxygen. Yes, I'm ready.
All right, guys, stay motivated. Get yourself ready, and we'll get started. We like to begin every motivation with focus on your breath. It is the beginning of all life. It is one of the most important functions of your body, if not the most important. That breath feeds every single action, movement, thought, progression. Everything that you do is fed by that beautiful oxygen. So breathe in deep. Appreciate the earth that provides that oxygen for you. The grass and the trees pumping oxygen into the air, feeding life into you and all of your functions, all of your thoughts, all of your being. Embrace that gratitude. Be extremely thankful that your body provides this for you with no effort of your own. That the earth provides this for you with no effort of your own. That it gives to you willingly and unconditionally. Appreciate that giving. Accept that giving. Embrace that giving. Humble yourself with that giving, with that acceptance. Use that appreciation and that gratitude for the earth and life giving you everything you could possibly need in every moment. And turn that into something powerful and good and motivating and positive in return. Use that life that is fed into you with no expectation for anything. Use that life and turn it into more life. Build upon your life. Build upon your growth. Improve others' lives with your life. Improve your own life with the time you are given, with the oxygen that you are so unconditionally given. Do not waste the moments you are given. Do not waste the oxygen that is provided for you. Do not waste the energy that you will consume. Use it and give it back. Build upon it and give it back. Embrace the power that oxygen, that life gives you, and be humbled by what you can multiply that into. Be gracious for the opportunity to do something great with your life. Be gracious to turn others' lives into a positive experience. Be gracious for all the opportunities of growth that you are going to encounter this week. Be gracious. Let the life that has fed you feed life into others. And make that the focus of your cycle. To always build. To always create and grow. To always infect others with positivity and optimism and belief and strength and appreciation. And on our last breath, I want you to take a nice, deep, focused breath deep into your lungs and open your eyes at the peak of holding your breath, knowing that you are taking that life into your day. And then kick some action.
Kick some kindness.
What's up, Russ Brownfield?
I cried.
My dude, my man.
I cried.
Russ is my fellow pessimist.
Is he? Yeah, well, it's funny. I don't remember him being pessimistic, but I do remember that, especially like the first two interactions that we had, he reminded me so much of you. It was weird.
Yeah. He and I have a pretty similar take on things. Russ is very much like I was, especially as close to the divorce as he is close to his divorce. There's that real desire to be like, you know, man, life is so good, but fuck, it is some bullshit. I'm really trying hard to appreciate life, but it is making it super hard not to.
It does that.
So much love and appreciation for everybody that tuned in today, as always.
Yes.
I'm at Todd Beats. This is my beautiful bride-to-be, Ashton Anderson. Follow us every morning.
Social medias.
Morning TnA and all the things. Yeah. And I'm going to post some links to some cool motivational things today in the comments. So.
Cool.
Hey.
Yay.
All right, guys.
Love you guys.
Love you lots. Love you, babe.
Love you.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
Be gracious. I really liked that.
Be gracious. Be so gracious.
I really liked that in the meditation. That was a word that came to me this weekend too that I haven't really meditated on very much. And anyway, grace brings,
graciousness.
Yeah. Give grace to those. Giving grace is giving good things even when it's not deserved, sometimes especially when it's not deserved.
Grace is free to give and
because you will get
appreciated.
Yes, but I was going to say give grace to someone who doesn't deserve it so that when you don't deserve it, maybe someone will give you grace.
Well, and that's honestly to some degree the definition of grace.
Exactly.
Is like
giving something good when they don't deserve it.
Even when.
But especially when,
right.
Really.
Especially when.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Okay, bye guys.